Hey, welcome
Hey,
aboard.
are you the lady out there opening all the fruit?
No, not she's not. That's not her. She just went to the class.
But it's going to be me.
Hey, she said, I'm taking that. She said, let me get that.
She is speaking it.
Yes.
Hello there. My name is Stacy Martin from Suffolk, Virginia, and I just got off the phone with Sharon Holiday, and I am here because she invited me, and I want to be her protege.
All right. Good stuff.
Thank you,
Good
Stacy.
Awesome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Exciting
Thank
things.
you.
Exciting things.
Great Sugar's in the house.
Yeah, let us know y'all woke. Y'all be sitting there with y'all cameras off. Y'all be acting like it's too late for y'all to be working.
Nah, I'm here.
I'm talking about. Make it happen.
Maryland.
Hey, good evening, Daryl.
Good evening, everyone.
Who else do we have in the Zoom this evening?
Hello, good evening, Valeria from Atlanta.
Hey, Valeria, good evening.
Hey.
Nancy from New York saying hello.
Nancy from New York.
Hey there.
Tell Tim from the land of the free.
Welcome.
So far.
Allison from Brunswick, Georgia.
Hi, Allison.
Hey, Allison.
Hey.
How y'all like that class this weekend? Y'all enjoy the class this weekend?
Oh, it was amazing.
APT and CDLP, both actually.
Yeah.
Whichever one you took. Whichever one you took.
It was awesome.
I know some of y'all probably
Summers
sneaking around
from
on both of
Hawaii.
them.
Hey, Pamela.
I took the CDLP this weekend.
Did you? Good
Yes.
stuff. You feel like you learned something? You feel like you're better?
I did learn. I learned a lot. It was kind of overwhelming, but I'm just trying to let it all soak in.
So this call on Mondays, it's going to unoverwhelm you. I know that's not a word.
Okay, I got
you. It's going to unoverwhelm you. So that's why it's good. So that class will wind you up, and then we'll unwind you. You know what I mean? We'll unwind you so everything will start to make sense. And if you look at the YouTube channel, all of the different trainings that we have there, look at them one at a time. You'll see like it'll everything will start to come together. Yeah, it's very when you take the class the first time, it's just a lot of information.
Thank you. And Miss Ivy was just reassuring me of that. And I was actually doing the 2-hour training, like the fast start training, but I had to come off to do this, but I'll get back to that.
Yeah.
You're
here to get qualified.
Oh, yeah.
Which one, Sharanda?
So we like to say about the training, right? So the training, the CDLP certification training is like a baby shower, right? So it's like you get all those gifts at the baby shower, but it's just not enough to take the kid all the way until they grown. That's a nice package to have in the beginning. That certification training is a nice package to have in the beginning, but if you don't get on this week by week, then it's not gonna assist. You gotta get this support every week, once a week, and then I should say once a week because the accountability call is on Thursday. So if you get on Sharanda's accountability call, get on this on Mondays, and then take that certification training maybe quarterly or so, you'll get moving and grooving. Seriously, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Tamika Ray. Down by there's Tamika. Hey, Tamika Ray. Talking about you. Number one group opener last week.
Oh,
Tamika Ray.
You. Yes,
Tamika
sir.
Ray, could you leave some business for the rest of us?
Brandon won't let me. She pushing me forward.
That's what I'm talking about. I love it.
Lamar, what Miss Carolyn was talking about was your 2-hour prospecting Zoom with Catherine.
Yes.
That's what she was calling the fast start.
I love it. She was calling that a fast start.
That's what it feels like to me. There's another one I want to get in that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Randy, she gonna use that to look up her some companies, Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what I told her. She want to know how she gonna find companies. I said they're gonna tell you on that fast start video.
All right. Well, we're gonna get rolling, guys. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give everybody unmute themselves and give just a big congratulations to Sharon Holiday, who works with us on this call every week, who is the newest field trainer. So give her a round of applause.
Here you go, girl.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Think about.
Yeah, I couldn't tell y'all. I said I gotta let the trainers tell it. So I kept quiet as possible.
That is
Go, Sharon.
awesome.
Thank you. I
Good
appreciate
stuff.
it, family. Here
And
to
we thank you
serve.
guys for joining us.
Good choice. Good choice.
What state are you
it's-
in, Sharon?
I'm in the state of Florida, but I work the lower 48 for servicing.
Okay.
I'm lucky.
She said she wherever the prospect at.
And nationwide for our legal plans.
Okay.
So listen, guys. We're gonna get rolling here, and we want to tell you guys thanks all for joining us every week. So many of you guys have been sticking with us all the way from when we were just on a regular call before we even got on the Zoom. You guys have been with us, man. It's been 3 years we've been doing this call, and we really appreciate you all just kind of getting in and your input and your testimonials and all the great stuff that's going on. Stuck with us through the pandemic and everything shut down, and you guys still were on the call every Monday. And just have been a lot of memories on the call. I mean, looking at Sharon now getting field trainer, looking at Sharanda Ivy getting to the train. She's a trainer in Atlanta, Georgia. Excuse me, in the state of Georgia. She's a state of Georgia CDLP certification trainer. We've got Randy Hooker, who joined the training team as a field trainer out in the state of Texas. Just a lot. This has happened over the time that this call has started. And just think about the value that these people have brought to the call. The testimonials and the things that you've heard Sharon mention, all of the information that Sharanda Ivy has brought to the table, not only bringing the information to the table on this call, but then opening up a separate call that's for nothing but accountability on Thursdays for CDLP space. The Facebook page getting started, all of those things happened over the last 3 years. So some of you all know from people who are around for more than 3 years, we had nothing at one time but a call every third Friday. That's all we had was a call every third Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock Central Time. And that was the only opportunity you had to hear about CDLP unless you went to a live training that was in a market, near you. So it's just been a lot of growth, a lot going on, a lot of materials. I mean, we've got, I would like to say at this point, probably almost 100 files on the Facebook page, with the different trainers putting different things in there. And it's just been great watching everything grow. So we just wanted to just give a shout out to everybody and just tell you guys thank you for sticking with us and being here, being on the page, talking, keeping the page. I think we've got almost over 3,500 people on the CDLP Facebook page. So it's just been a lot of growth and a lot of movement and a lot of participation. So I want to just kind of give you guys a quick shout out on that. On today's call, we're going to be going over a one-page document that, of course, Randy Hooker will be putting on the Facebook page. If he hasn't already, he'll be putting it on the Facebook page so you guys be able to take advantage of that way. We're gonna continue talking about the road checks as well. We may be able to answer some questions. It depends. We may be able to get to a testimonial by Ms. Sharon Holiday as well. So again, just make sure you got your pen, your pad. Make sure you're ready to take some notes and get this information so that you can utilize it. And the last thing I'm gonna say before I go is, I've been talking to a lot of people that I work with outside of this call, and it's about exercising, right? And I don't mean physically exercising at the gym. I mean exercising the information that we've been getting for years and years and years and years, guys. You all get on calls, the APTs, the group trainings, the level 1s, the level 2s, the live events, all the corporate conventions that happen. And I really want you guys to really start looking at your majors and your minors and looking at what you really want to be doing the Legal Shield if you haven't already found that, and start looking at those notes you took and start actually doing like a plan of action, guys. You got to start a plan of action on that information because it doesn't help to keep paying $49 and $89 and $129 and whatever you're paying to take these classes to get this information if you're not going to then go out and knock on doors or make phone calls or make something happen. So that is very synonymous to getting a gym membership, going to the gym, watching people work out on the equipment, looking at the equipment, going to the locker room, checking out the sauna, checking out the pool, right? Stopping by the Java juice counter and grabbing you a smoothie and then leaving without ever getting on the equipment. You will not lose any weight. You will not gain any muscle, guys. So showing up to these events is not, you can't just do that. You have to then create a plan of action and say, okay, look, I looked at this information. I did these things. I mean, they said to do these things. Now let me put these things into practice. And that is how Sharon Holiday became a field trainer. That is how Sharanda Ivey became a field trainer and a certification trainer and has been celebrated week after week after week for being number 1 and number 2 and number 3 and number 4 and all kinds of different things. That's how that happens. That's how Randy Hooker gets his 50K ring. That's how Lamar Reynolds gets a 100K ring just doing CDL. That's how those things happen, because they actually took the information that they received at some training at some point and started really putting it into action. So I challenge you all to not only sit on these calls, but really take notes. And then, you know, the next day, look at taking a plan of action on the information that you got, the nuggets that your aha moments. Take action on those things so that you can move forward and really see that this stuff works. And we hear it over and over again on this call, on this very Zoom right here, where people will say, hey, I used the Lamar Reynolds script. I used the forms that Randy put on there. I used the information that I got off the accountability call. I heard the testimonial and I did what they said they did in the testimonial, and I became successful. So that's really what it's about, guys. Not just listening, not just being here, but also creating a plan of action. And when you do that, you'll see it's so much better, because now you're a practitioner, right? You're not just taking notes. You're not just talking to your team about what you heard on this call or in the convention, but now you're living proof that that information actually can transfer over into hitting your bank account, right? And affecting your commission statement. And that's really what it's about, right? It's good to be here, but it's better to be here and make money. So I hope that helps you, you guys all. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to our trainers for, do a quick introduction here. If anybody falls off the call for any reason, remember we're on YouTube Live at the same time right now. So you can also go there and see us if anything goes wrong. So I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Sharanda Ivey so she can start with introduction.
Thank you, Dunbar. Appreciate it. And thank you for all those tips. Because like you said, we didn't always have all these platforms, which is amazing. The CDLP coaching call is outstanding. And the Facebook page is amazing. And, you know, being able now to be on Zoom is just, it's just really special. You know, I know Randy's going to share some stuff tonight, and we just didn't have this. So, you know, for the ones that are on here, please don't take this lightly. I hear people always asking about, oh, you know, if we're going to get an updated video. We didn't always have a video. We just got a video. So please just be patient with the system. You know, just be patient with corporate. All that's coming. You know, I'm sure they're going to update things, but that video says everything that you want it to say. So use it. If you use it, it'll work. It really will. So I'm Sharanda Ivey, state trainer for CDLP for Georgia. Been in Legalshield now for 8 years. June 13th will be 8 years. And like Dermo said, just decided a few years ago, I think it's been like 3 or 4 years ago, that I would make CDLP my major. And with that, you know, I've been able to earn the Ladies of Justice Field Trainer of the Year for 2019, and Business Solutions Elite Associate. And with Special Forces with Small Biz, we specialize in the small business plan here in CDLP, cross-selling with that. But just like, you know, just like to learn more as I can, you know, come to this call and learn a lot. We have a accountability call that I host on Thursday nights, and it's more of a mastermind. And those individuals are really getting into action, really just learning from each other. And I like to go there and learn too. And they're opening a lot of groups now. Shout out to Tamika Ray. She was recognized by corporate #1 group opener last week. Hadn't only been in Legalshield for a short period of time, and she's starting to open groups already. I can call out a lot of people on here, but you know, it's for those people that want to be accountable every day, because it can get lonely when you might be working from home, or however, however you're doing it. Maybe you're knocking on doors. I know some people like Mr. Brantley and Mr. Norris are knocking on doors like Lamar, and I know Randy are. So however you're doing it, that mastermind, those people are bouncing ideas off each other. So we welcome you if you want to be accountable. Accountability means showing up. So we look for you every week. So, and I'll talk about you if you don't. So, but however, it's a it's a lot of activity going. So I celebrate those people that are doing that. And so with that, I pass it over to, I guess, Randy.
Well, thank you, Sharonda. And one of the things that Robert was talking about on the gym and actually putting into action what we learned in the classes and stuff, it's sort of like most of your gym have trainers that will train you. And the biggest thing that the trainer does is not only tell you how many reps to do on this machine or that machine or how to do what you need to do, he holds you accountable for that. In other words, he's going to stand there and count those reps off. And so therefore, if you really want to do something in this business and you need the help in that aspect, get a hold to Sharonda, get a hold to Sharon, myself, or Lamar, and let us field train and work with you, and we'll hold you accountable like that trainer will, and therefore you'll start to see some progress out of it. I've been with Legalshield since 2008. Run the $50,000 ring, 1,000 app award, and had a lot of good things, but I just love working in the CDL space because it's a product that we don't have to sell. All we have to do is actually educate our drivers, and the drivers will buy from you. And so that's the reason I like it. Instead of having to try to sell somebody on using a legal service, the drivers know they need a legal service. They know they need help to keep their record clear. And all you have to do is educate them on how we do that, and they will buy this membership. And so that's one of the things that I really like about it. I'll share a couple of papers with you here in just a second. I'll let Lamar introduce himself, then we'll go.
Hey, Sharon, do you want to introduce yourself?
You got to unmute yourself, sweetie.
Okay, thank you. Yes, thank you so very much for allowing me to share. Family, my name is Sharon Holiday. I am no secret to Legalshield. I've been in Legalshield this June 18th. Next month will be 19 years for me. I am an able-bodied associate where I work all facets of the business. Ever since I came out running, my fast start training, the first 6 years was 75 classes, the first 6 years, because my executive director was the fast start trainers, and I was there to help them once a month. And I was just taking it all in. Each quarter, I used to take 4 group training 2-day courses, driving up to Richmond, Virginia for a 2-day course. So as I stopped counting everything, but I know that for a fact, for the first 6 years, I took 24 group training classes. And then even with the small business classes, Mr. Ken Roebuck is the executive director, and I would go to help out, and I was inside of his small business classes as well. And then even the CDLP, that was once or maybe twice a year during convention. And I always flew back the day afterwards. So every Sunday during convention, I would always take those CDLP classes. And now that I am finally, all the life events are behind me and everything, all the nuggets, all the training, all the information, especially from Sharonda Ivy. And you know, I won't ever stop telling you this, that I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because she has gotten her knees and elbows scraped up just for me. To be able to take my 19 years of tenure and be able to go out in the field and just write memberships with my eyes closed. and perfect my CDLP skills from that accountability call, as well as the gentleman trainers that we have here, Miss Melissa Wilder and Miss Christine Seelig and Alan Roman, because I got a little bit of everybody inside my presentation, my swagger, and the way that I able to deliver the CDLP. And this is home for me. Everything else that I learned over those 19 years, that's all well and good, but this is home for me. The redheaded stepchild has finally dyed her hair black and she is ready to roll. Back to you, Lamar.
I'm really proud of you, Sharon.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just want to say, I'm Lamar Reynolds out of Houston, Texas, by the way. And you may be on this call for the first time. Some of you may be on the call for a few weeks, but you may find yourself in the position I was in 12 years ago when I first took a look at CDLP. And I was really searching for something that, you know, to get my sea legs on, so to speak, and to start to grow my business. And I'd ask the Lord, Lord, show me something that I can really excel in. And then there was a CDLP. And I got started in the CDLP, and it was so wonderful. And ladies and gentlemen, it changed my life. CDLP changed my life, and it changed my experience at Legalshield at the same time. And it was so wonderful. And during that 12 years, as someone had just indicated, I think it was Robert, I've earned the 50,000 K ring and the 100,000 K ring, and sold over 5,000 memberships. Oh, I get goosebumps just thinking about that. 5,000 memberships selling CDLP. Okay. When I probably shouldn't have said CDLP, but transportation. I'm running in the lane of transportation, selling all these different products. CDLP is my go-to product that I go to. But when I'm selling the CDLP, I sell the legal plan. A lot of these drivers want that gun program. I mean, if I don't even talk about it, Mr. Randy, sometimes they look on the application, say, what is this gun program? And they want it. And I end up selling memberships. It'll be 5 or 6 guys there, and one buys it, and the other, I may sell 3 or 4 memberships right there on the gun program. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. I get to wear my Texas cowboy boots, my blue jeans. I always wear my Legalshield shirt, okay? And I got a big Texas buckle here on my belt. And that's the way I prospect that away. And I make presentations that way to my truck drivers, okay? And I just get up, and Sharonda's heard me say this many times. I just get up every day. And I have a lot of fun selling to transportation companies and to drivers. And that's what it's all about. And I've been June of this year, which is coming up really quick, will be 16 years for me and Legalshield. And I just wished that I was like some of you folks, just starting off and learning CDLP up front. And I had to struggle for about 3 years until I found this opportunity. And as Randy says often, you don't really have to sell this program. People just buy it. Once if you have the opportunity, and Sharon, if I had the opportunity to stand in front of people every day, a group every day, or 2 or 3 groups a day, it'll tell me how many memberships I could sell. I mean, it's just wonderful. And the key thing, and I've always said, I tell my wife this all the time, is getting the opportunity to present. That is the key. And that's where you're going to really learn information here today. As I indicated, 5,000 memberships. I'm part of the Special Forces and part of the Emerald Solution Elite. group. And it's just wonderful to be on this call and to share nuggets, the sweat and tears that we all have shed 15 years learning all this stuff. We're handing it to you on a platter in the Facebook, and you get to download it and start off with a powerful script or a presentation. And I'll now turn it over to Mr. Robert, I guess. Mr. Robert Dunbar, unmute.
I didn't want to cry over here. Y'all being so emotional today.
Oh, you were emotional. Oh, okay. Okay.
So emotional today.
Yeah.
If this is anybody's first time, we so sorry. We've been so emotional today on our call. But we love you guys. Seriously, we do. And we love this space. So I'm gonna do a quick introduction. I'm gonna turn it over to Randy so he can share his screen and start going over that document. So Robert Dunbar, been with the company 11 years. I do work all areas of the business. So I do CDLP, I do group, regular group, I do networking. I work with insurance agents. I kind of do the whole deal. I'm a 100K ring earner. I've got two 50K ring earners on my team. And I love to train. I really love to help people. I love to take somebody from level 1 to level 2, knowing that they've got something in them that says that they can do it, but they just don't know how to pull it out. And when we can pull it out, and I love to just take the information on the screen and make it so that it makes so much sense that you can just really go out and do it tomorrow. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to take you guys from your certification level to your qualification level. That's what we want to do. So if you keep plugging in, you'll be able to do just that. So my name is Robert Dunbar. I'm gonna go ahead and turn over to Randy Hooker so we can get started.
All right. Well, thank you, Robert. I'm going to share my screen. Guys, this is the Operation Safe Driver that we've been talking about. Remember, this one is already in the files section on the Facebook page. This happens in July, the 11th through the 17th. This is just a reminder. This is a one-page document, and down at the bottom of it, it is a Word document. So you can click down here at the bottom and put your name and phone number and your email address down here. And then be sure and print this off and send this to your safety officers, or walk in and have this document and ask to speak to the person that handles the DOT and CSA point violations. Whenever that person comes forward, ask them if they are the one that does that, and visit with them just a little bit about what we do. And if they say they haven't got time to visit with you, we'll say, I would like to at least leave this with you. Don't forget about the Operation Safe Driver Week coming up in July, the 11th through the 17th. They're going to be focusing on speeding, and they're also going to focus on reckless driving, distracted driving, following too close, improper lane change, failure to obey the control devices, and the different things down here that are underlined. And just point that out, and you'll be surprised how many of your safety directors will start to learn and work with you simply because you're bringing information. And this is information that is not just to sell them something, but to help them have a better control on what's going on that their drivers will get into. So this is just a reminder here. And of course, then we have a new document that is going to be put up on Facebook. And that is August the 22nd through the 28th, in red here. CVAS has set the Brake Safety Week. And of course, this is always on brake systems and components. They've got 4 major areas listed here with the bullet points. According to last year, 38.6% of all vehicles put out of service conditions were from the International Road Check, the brake check from last year on the brake check. Also, during that brake safety week, 12% of the 43,565 commercial vehicles were placed out of service for brake-related violation. And so this lets them know that brake week's coming up, and the easiest way to keep their trucks from being stopped and put out of service on brake week is to check over all the brake systems, check the brake parts, and check the adjustment on the brakes. Last year, I'm going to let Lamar in here too. I think last year we were seeing there's supposed to be 2 inches of clearance in the brakes, up to 2 inches. You can have up to 2 inches of clearance. And out here in parts of Texas, they were writing citations for 1.5 inches. And so it was, even though they were supposed to be able to have 2 inches, that's how tight the DOT was clamping down. They were even writing, like I say, for about 1.5 inches. And the only way that you can dispute that basically is have the brakes checked. But once you do, then you have a certified mechanic say that the brakes are in adjustment, then we can fight that citation pretty good. Lamar, you want to talk a little bit more about this? Or
if you'll just leave the brake week up there, because this is going to be a really important DOT blitz. I'm presently working with a group with Freddie Gibson, who is on this call here tonight. And our group has got about 440 drivers in it. And, you know, just about any company you want to choose and look at the SMS, you can go to lights, tires, and brakes. That's 1, 2, 3. That's always the top 3 violations in every company. And this company that I'm working with Mr. Freddie Gibson on, guess which one is the highest one at this company? It's brakes. And out of the brakes, there's 110 violations at this company just on the brakes. As Mr. Randy was just talking about, you know, they measure the clearance on the brakes. And in the state of Texas, they started to put pits in the scale houses so an officer could be under the undercarriage as the trucks come through the scale houses. Now, Texas DPS has invested over $1 million in one of their high-tech scale houses over in Seguin. I think Randy made that document available. You can go to Facebook and the files and find that. But it's one of the high-tech scale houses in the state of Texas, and they had infrared heat sensors as the truck comes across the scales. And if that brake is not giving off heat, they're going to pull you in and take you through a level 1 inspection. And that's where they're going to write a lot. They're going to write you up on the brakes and probably find a lot of other violations as well. So don't miss the opportunity to really get this document, take it into prospects, and take it into your customers, because brakes is going to be one of the big violation. It always is every year. Brakes is one of the key things. Now, what they've done, Randy, if you'll put that other document back up there on the Operations Safe Driver, there you go. You know, as we went through COVID, the DOT and the police officers kind of pulled back a little bit, and they let our drivers kind of run the roads, and they got used to speeding. And they're still, I mean, and I know here in Texas, it's probably everywhere across the country. You get out there on the roads, and these big trucks will come by you so fast that it'll suck the paint off the side of your car. I mean, they're driving fast. They're still driving fast. And what is happening, if you come down to the 3rd paragraph there, and the last sentence, the increase in death rate is the highest estimated year-over-year jump the NSC has calculated in 96 years. So this is what this is really based on in July, is speeding. And I've seen more speeding tickets in 21 than I've seen in a long, there it is, Mr. Randy's got the little cursor going there. And so you can really take this document and get in front of a safety director and really start to point out some of these key components that we're telling you about. And just it's just this easy. Just look at the safety director and say, sir or ma'am, when is your next safety meeting? I would love to come and present my programs so you can see the interest that your drivers will have in our CDLP program. It's just that simple. And, you know, Sharon, most of the time they'll swivel around in that chair and they're looking at their calendar. And I love it when they do that, because they're about to give me a date and a time that I can come and be part of their safety meeting. But ladies and gentlemen, these are two great door openers. And if you're just getting started, I've had a lot of associates go through, some of you attended the training last weekend, and I've had associates that call me the very next week and say, I'm getting ready to walk into an account. What do I say, Mr. Reynolds? Well, see, there's a lot of these, you go through the training and you still don't know exactly how to open up that conversation. And that's what you learn here on Monday night. And these two documents that Mr. Randy just put on the screen, and you're looking at one, is a door opener. It is a conversation starter, okay? And it will put you in position to be on stage at a trucking company to do a presentation. So I just wanted to encourage you to take advantage of these two documents. Mr. Randy, you want to add anything else to that?
No, I just wanted, I'll be putting the other document, the operation or the brake service here. I'll put it on the Facebook page in the file section right after we get through.
Now, me and Mr. Randy is going to be looking, and I was just checking the internet just now, because we did road check. That was back at the beginning of the month. We did road check for 3 days, 72 hours. And the state of Texas, Randy, should be coming up with the results of that road check. So maybe we can grab that for the state of Texas. And the CBA should be coming up with the results for the whole country. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's another great piece of information on road check, because you can talk about road check to drivers and man, they know what you're talking about. And there's a lot of drivers out there that would take a 3-day vacation just to stay off the road during road check. And I see Sharanda shaking her. Yeah, there's a lot of them that take a 3-day vacation so they don't have to go through scale houses and be pulled over. And so we're going to be getting the results of that. That's another priority that we will bring to this on Monday night. So, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time or second time or third time, keep plugging in so that you will have all of these nuggets you need to get into the accounts that you're prospecting. And I'll turn it back over to, I guess, Mr. Robert.
Go to Robert, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna see if Sharanda, I got something I want to mention. Sharanda, you want to mention anything before I mention anything? You good?
No, I was just agreeing because when we had the recent road check, I know I talked to probably 2 drivers a day that was parked because they didn't want to be in the road check.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going out there. Like, I know. So, it's really, something to share with them so they, they won't have to lose money, because they're losing money. I mean, they think that, they're just terrified of it. But having our program could help them, though. But that's all I want to speak on that, Dunbar.
I'll say this, Sharanda, if you have a company that is over the road, like on road check, that means they're going from state to state to state. And they're being exposed to a lot of DOT and a lot of scale houses. And when you have a company, I've got one of my best accounts I've got is over the road. And Randy knows I've took Mr. Randy into that account. I sell a lot of memberships there every week. And these guys are exposed to the scale houses and DOT every day. And that's what Sharanda is talking about, because they know when these national blitz hit, like Break Week that's coming up in August, this Operation Safe Driver Week and Road Check, they know when they go through the scale houses, they're going to be really targeted. And it's all about the money. It's all about the money and writing these tickets and bringing in the money to the municipalities and into the court system. And one year I figured here just in Houston, Texas, that the courts here in Houston was collecting over $1 million a month from commercial drivers based on the roadside inspections that they were doing in the state of Texas and in Harris County, which is Houston, Texas, in Harris County. And so this thing is big money, and they're doing it throughout the whole country. So our program is the lifeline to drivers to keep their CDL clean. That is their driver's license. Because now I'm going to give you the good news of our program. We now, in the CDLP membership, it can reverse the federal CSA points that go on their record and can reverse the state MVR points. So a commercial driver's got two records. He's got a state record and a federal record. And our program can reverse point in both of those. And once drivers understand this, they will buy this membership. They will buy this membership. Mr. Robert?
So I wanted to talk about something real quick here. How can we use the idea, because this is good. It's not good. It's bad that it happened, but it's good that we can use it to our advantage. The truck drivers were allowed to drive without as many restrictions because of COVID and getting things delivered and stuff being short. But that leniency caused a lot more deaths than, so some people lost their lives because those truck drivers were kind of given carte blanche, if I can say. So for us, I'm going out and I'm going to talk to a safety manager, and I'm having that conversation. Let's say it was you, it's Lamar Reynolds, the safety manager, and I'm saying that with our program, we can make sure that if your driver gets any moving violations, that we can have an attorney go to court, deal with those situations, and then for me to be able to say, as you probably know, there was a huge uptick in fatalities because of the restrictions being lifted for drivers. So we want to make sure that we're talking about that at the safety meeting and make sure that they have a program to defend them if something was to happen. Is that a way that we can use this information to kind of take advantage of that now information that we have about the uptick in fatalities because of the speed, because of the restrictions being lifted now that they've gone back, and we do have a ticket fighting program?
I think so. I think drivers certainly see the value in it, and safety directors, once they really understand how all of this fits together. And once a driver gets a roadside inspection and all those points get added up times 3, and just one strap on a load securement that goes over pipes or whatever they're hauling, that's 10 points in the CSA times 3, and they put them out of service as well. That's 2 penalty points. So there's 12 times 3. That's 36 points that goes into their federal CSA record. And once a safety director starts to look at all the roadside inspections they're getting in that company and seeing all of the violations that's added up, and you're standing there in front of that safety director and you use my script that starts off, as you know, sir, if we have a positive outcome in court, we now can reverse the CSA points off of the driver's score. As you know, sir, if it comes off the driver's score, it comes off the company's safety stats. That's what your customers can see. and is what your insurance rates are based on. Now, you need to get that script and get that into your mind, because when you're using these documents that Randy and I were talking about, and Sharon and Sharanda and Robert, when you hear us talking about that, you got to understand behind the scenes what I just said, okay? How all of these points add up. The customers that they're hauling for are seeing these points because it's made available to them, and they're going to choose the company with the lowest score, because there's some liability if you choose a company with a high score and they get into a fatality accident. They can sue the truck driver, they can sue the company, they can sue the customer you're hauling for. Everybody gets sued, okay? And that's millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Lamar,
So, yes.
what is the document? This is the document that we utilize to do that, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Now, what Mr. Randy is just showing you, if you're just getting started in this program, you need to understand about the transportation clipboard. You need to go to Facebook, and and this is one of the documents, one of about, I don't know, 8 or 9 documents in there. You need to go to Office Depot and get a plastic sleeve and put this in. This is the good news of our program. And Mr. Randy, if you can take your little cursor down here on these violations, it's 3 rulings. If we have a positive outcome in court and the judge makes a ruling that these charges are dismissed, that's 1. Not guilty, that's 2. Are reduced, there you go, Randy, are reduced to a lesser charge. All right. So once that judge makes that ruling, all the driver has to get before he leaves the court, or if we represented the driver without him having to be there, he can call the court back and the court clerk will email or fax this order of dismissal. And Randy, I don't know if you got one handy there that you can pop up on the screen, but as long as we got the order of dismissal, then the safety director can file that data queue paperwork to remove those points off of the driver. And as you know, sir, if it comes off the driver, it comes off the company safety stats. Okay. And this is an order of dismissal that
Right
Randy
here,
just put
in
up
the
there.
middle. Yeah, in the
And
middle.
they look different in each state. Okay. I'll just let you know that. They look different in each state, but somewhere on there it'll say not guilty or dismissed.
This one
is not guilty.
This one says insufficient evidence to prosecute right here.
There you go. And so that's an order of dismissal. And if you got a, let's say a deferred adjudication, at the end, if it's a 30-day deferred adjudication, at the end of that 30 days, then the court will issue the order of dismissal. So you got to encourage the driver to get this order of dismissal from the court or from the attorney that represented him in the court. But as long as we've got that order of dismissal, the safety director can file the data queue to remove the points off the driver and the company. And so once all of this fits together, and you're talking about these safety blitzes that Randy just showed on the screen, behind the scenes, you got to understand all of this that I just said. And you got to reinforce it. You got to have this little script that I was telling. This is my script that I created. It took me a long time to put it together, but if you'll learn that, it will open a lot of doors for you. And you will open a lot of business out there. Sharanda, I remember when she first started, and she would call me. She was walking through mud one day, and she called me and said, "Mr. Reynolds, let's go through this script." You know, she wanted to know all of the details about how to present that script. And look at her today. She sold a lot of memberships. So anyway, if you get the script and you go down, you'll see there's some selling opportunities in every transportation account you may open. If you open a school or doctor's office or something like that, you may get one presentation a year. In transportation, I've got groups that I do presentations for weekly, some every 2 weeks, some every month, some quarterly, some 6 months. So it depends, okay? So you're wanting to get plugged in to the safety meeting. And that safety director, you don't have to go through HR or anything. That safety director is your #1 contact that will put you on stage at that safety meeting. That's #1. #2, new driver orientation class. And you're looking at Mr. Randy Hookey up there. He has sold a lot of memberships and the new driver orientation class. And he and I call each other. When he goes into his new driver orientation class, he'll call me and say, hey, guess what? I got 100% today. There were 6 guys there and I sold 12 memberships. And so he and I just kind of, we hold each other accountable on what we sell. But if you want to sell some memberships, get plugged in to the new driver orientation class. And then number 3 is a driver's lounge. You want to get plugged into that driver's lounge. That's where drivers are staged, waiting to be dispatched. And you can walk in there and if you know my 1-minute presentation, you can make presentations left and right and sell memberships in 1 minute. People can be filling out applications. I've done it many, many times. And then number 4 is once a year at that trucking company, they have open enrollment for the office staff, okay? And there you're selling the legal plan and ID Shield. So what I'm trying to show you here tonight is that transportation is so layered with opportunities. It has a lot of depth to it for selling memberships. And once you understand that, it is a gold mine. It is absolutely a gold mine. And if you can open one nice size transportation company, let's say 100 or 50 or 75 drivers, and you do a good job in there, they're going to refer you to other companies. And you can ask for that referral, Sharon. And you know, you talk about referrals all the time. You can, and they will refer you to another company. And when you sell a membership, and if you're listening to me, make this note. When you sell a CDLP membership, you ask for a referral. You give them your business cards and put that in your purse, put that in your billfold. And I want you to share this with other drivers. I get anywhere from 3 to 5 calls a week. Hello, are you listening? 3 to 5 a week of referrals. Now, it's taken me a good many years to do that. It just don't happen in 6 months or a year. It takes I get calls from drivers in California wanting to buy from me. And I said, how in the world did you get my name? Well, I happen to know so-and-so in Houston, and he tells me you can help me on this ticket. Well, you sure can. Absolutely. And so the referrals are really key to your business. You might not think it is right now, but it is. It's really critical to get a referral when you sell a membership and when you sell a transportation company. Okay. And me and Mr. Randy is working on some things right now that we might present to you guys one day about how to get some more referrals. But anyway, I just wanted to take time tonight and start, especially you folks who just went through the training, to pull it into focus, okay? Because you had a lot of information floating up there in your brain, and bring it into focus of how you go to market and how you walk into an account with these documents. And once you get in there with this script and with the transportation clipboard, you got everything you need to talk. You'll never run out of information to talk about. And you're in position to sell the company and to sell memberships to the drivers. Mr. Randy, you got something?
That's good with me.
Sir.
Sharon, you have something?
That's it for me. Sharonda, Sharon?
No, that's it. You all know me. My hashtag is just stay ready. Because I don't do anything without my car having 25 temporary membership kits in it. I have 10 to 15 decision maker folders that I'm a present for. I carry my clipboard. I bring it back in the house each night when I come in to refurbish it. And every person that I know that I speak to, they will be a group that I'll be opening, rather it's an owner operator on the truck of on the wheel well of his cab or on the trunk of my car. They will be getting a Legalshield motor carrier plan from me if they come in my path. So back to you, sir.
That is great. Sharonda?
No, referrals are everything. That's how I built my business the last 8 years, and definitely in CDLP. These commercial drivers, like you said, they're calling you from California and everywhere. It's a trust thing. So when you find a driver, of course he knows other people and they trust each other. And so if that driver says this is a good deal, they're going to share it with the other drivers. So even if they don't say they are going to share it with somebody, you ask for referrals because they would definitely refer you out. I mean, that's how I build my business. That is very true when it comes to referrals. So
one of the things that I do, guys, in my temporary membership kit that I give the driver, I always put 2 extra business cards in that temporary kit to give to them. And a lot of times they'll open the temporary kit and say, what are these cards for? That's for your friends.
That's right.
Oh, okay. And they keep them in that temporary kit. And then they've always got an extra business card to hand out. Just a tip.
I was talking to 2 drivers today. And both of these drivers, I told them, I said, now this membership that I'm telling you about is a total tax write-off. That's number 1. Number 2, we have Legalshield Perks. Who's your phone carrier? Well, it's T-Mobile. Well, T-Mobile, you get 15% off of your cell phone bill every month just because you're a member of Legalshield. How much is your phone bill a month? Well, Mr. Reynolds, it's $200. Well, that's $30 off of your phone bill every month. Is going to offset the cost of this program. And now I'm giving you 2 closings, okay? That's how you close these deals. And both of these guys have sent me applications today. It's a tax write-off. And you want to take advantage and you see the questions I asked. Okay, who's your phone carrier? How much is your phone bill? And I did the math for them and say, okay, it's a tax write-off and you can offset the cost. And once drivers understand those 2 things, it's a write-off and you can offset the cost, they're ready to close the deal. Okay, they're ready to fill out the application. And it's so beautiful the way we put it in perspective for the driver. And I said, you get to have all of these benefits that I just went through, and it's a write-off and you can offset the cost. And they're ready to buy the membership. It's just that easy. Mr. Robert, I'm going to turn it back over to you, sir. I know we're running a little over, but I just wanted to give everybody a few nuggets. You got on this call, you had faith by logging on to the Zoom call because you knew something exciting was going to be given to you tonight. And so you get the information, which is the nugget that's going to change the way you go to sell your memberships out there. So, Mr. Robert, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, guys. So been a great call, impactful. You heard from a lot of different people. It's 9:36. We about 6 minutes past, guys. I know you got other calls to jump on. are here. Thank you, Lamar Reynolds. Thank you, Randy Hooker. Thank you, Sharanda Ivy. Thank you, Sharon Holiday. Thank you guys all for joining us this evening. Next week, same time, same back channel, guys. Plug in. You got some other people who are involved in CDL or who want to see what this area is about. Please just give them the information. Let them know. We're gonna start doing some more posts and start getting some more emails back out there now, so that we can grow this to over 100 people here on the Zoom side. So thank you guys again, and we look forward to seeing you guys all next week, Monday. And the people who are chiming into Sharanda's call on Thursday, don't forget, guys, every Thursday accountability call. So get plugged into that.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Sharon.
you. Great call.
Awesome.
See you Thursday.
Thanks for all the nuggets. Congratulations, Sharon.
Oh,
Go.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Sharon.
Yeah.
congratulations,
Thank
Sharon.
you, my accountability family. If it wasn't for you all as well, I can't leave you out because you know I'm learning from y'all every Thursday.
You
Yes, congratulations, Sharon.
What time is the Thursday call?
The Thursday training is at 9:30 p.m. It's in my calendar. I just show up. But where can we get that information, Sharanda?
Somebody got two mics open. Let me see. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Sharanda, if you can share our Thursday night, your Thursday night accountability call. I just sit back and listen and learn. You're on mute, dear heart.
It's on the announcements. You can register on the announcements. Okay.
On the Facebook page.
Yeah. When you go to the Facebook page, click on announcements and just scroll down. You'll see it there. And just get yourself
One
registered
common
right there.
Facebook page, right?
Huh?
One common Facebook page.
Yeah.
That's correct.
One main page.
It's the
Oh, yeah,
commercial
yeah.
driver's legal page.
Yeah, and I might be able to throw that up here in the chat real quick for those who don't know where it's at. Hold on. I'll throw the CDLP Facebook page in the chat here real quick.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for being on. Hey, bro, what's up? All that hair on your face, brother. How you doing, man?
It's because you don't take me to the gym with you. When you go to the gym, you lose all your facial hair.
That's what it is?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Crazy thing is I actually I haven't been to the gym in like 2 months. I actually been working out at my gym here where I live at, and I've been going, they got a place downtown. I mean, you're in Jacksonville, so you know, they got a place downtown where they brought the outside equipment back out. They had put it up when COVID hit, but now they bring it back out. So you can work out by the water. They got weights and pull-up bars and dip bars and battle ropes and all that stuff. So I've been out there working out or going to the gym in my complex in the middle of the night. I ain't been to LA Fitness in about 2 months. I need to go back because they're taking money out of my account every month, that's for sure. Hey, they ain't looking for me. They just like, let me get that money.
Yes. Terrell is one of my trainees as well. I got about 5 people on the call that since I announced it internally. And so I had them to jump on the call tonight as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
You still got some people on here?
31.
31. Good stuff. Yeah, I got to get out of here. I got to get on the team
Thank you.
division call before I get in trouble.
Appreciate all of you. And you go get him, Sharon. I know you do a great job.
Thank you, Al. I appreciate it. I learned from you just as well. Continue with the questions. We all will continue learning.
Thank you. God bless you all.
All right.
Don't
Good night,
forget,
family.
it's Memorial Weekend. Celebrate.
Yes.
Celebrate.
And protect families and truck